yeah, sorry, this is one of the hardest videos I've ever had to make. It's kind of hard for me to just spit it out, but I have an addiction. I think it's just easier if I show you. I'm addicted to buying books.
What did he say?
Okay, now don't hate me. I'm sorry. I had to get you guys to click on the video somehow, right? I'm so sorry. I'm really, truly sorry about that. But today, let's talk about some books I bought from Thrift Books. Yeah, so Thrift Books is a company where you can buy used books. I know this sounds like a sponsorship, but it's not, because why would they want to sponsor me? But yeah, Thrift Books is a place where you can get really cheap books, and I figured I'd toss one up, and if you guys like books like me, you can also check out Thrift Books. And yeah, so let's just dive in. First book. This one is such an eye catcher. First off, I haven't seen a book that has a slip-on cover like this. Like, literally the art is on the slip-on. Probably since like I was a little kid, but like this thing is super dope. So this is Takashi Murakami. I forget what the actual title of the book is called. Murakami, Unfamiliar People, The Swelling of Monsterized Human Ego. That's the name. And some of you might know Takashi Murakami for his work doing art for Kanye West. And yeah, his art is just amazing, and I feel like it's improved every time I've seen it, and it's just fantastic. You even might see some people with, if you ever seen that flower thing, the multicolored flower, that's Murakami. So in case you're not familiar with his work, that's what he does. He just does amazing art. Here you are. This is much better. So upon opening this book, we find some beautiful pops of color. Check that out, right? A lot of the themes of his art are very much like inside of a thing, inside of a thing, inside of a thing. So you'll see a lot of different things. I love this chrome work that he does. Check this out, Monsters on the Mind. So here this kind of talks about why monsters and why is Murakami so obsessed with monsters. Once you start really getting into the meat of the book, here, let me just start flipping to a random page. Whoa. Oh, this stuff I can't show on YouTube. But yeah, okay, let's flip back. Yeah, so this is more chromium type deal. I don't know. I love this book. I've really been trying to get inspired recently, just looking at different art and stuff, trying to figure out a direction. Here, let me skip over this chapter. Well, yeah, look. So this is like a guy's face inside of another face. Like, I don't know, I think his stuff is just absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, there's something about this book, and especially Murakami's art in general, that sort of reinstills that childlike wonder in me and really makes me think about a lot of stuff. Also kind of reminds me of, I forget what that art style is called, but I'll put it up on screen. It's like that picture of Marilyn Monroe. The art in this book is absolutely insane. And if you're an anime fan or just into Japanese culture, like, look, this guy's definitely got like goatee hair and stuff. Yeah, if you're into any of that kind of stuff, I just highly recommend this book, as just flipping through it and finding inspiration in like the different art. I don't know, I love it, and I think this deserves to be on anyone's coffee table. So that's just one of the books I got on Thrift Books, and I'll put the price of it up here. Very cheap. Okay, let's check out something else. So recently I have been getting into screenwriting because I love to write. As much as I love to write lyrics for songs, I love to write just stories in general. And I've been trying to learn screenwriting so I can adapt a lot of my stories that I have into actual scripts. And this book was recommended to me by a TikToker. I'll put his stuff up here if I can find it. But he's been recommending a lot of really good books for just screenwriting and directing and stuff. This is Screenwriters on Screenwriting. Now, I got this used. This is like one of the first times I've gotten a copy of a book used from Thrift Books. Usually it's like very good condition or new. But this one's used, and I really didn't mind it being used because who cares? It's just a book. You'll read it probably once or twice and then put it away. But this one actually comes with, here, I don't know if I can show you. Let's go back to camera angle number 2. It's filled with notes already. Someone else, now if this is your copy of the book, I'm sorry, but there's already notes in it. And honestly, if it was any other book, I'd be kind of pissed. But, since I'm trying to learn, it's kind of good to see other people's notes, right? Yeah, so I'm not really minding all the notes that much. I haven't read it yet, but yeah, definitely highly recommended. I have another book on screenwriting that I have read. I guess I could give you guys a look at that. Give me one sec. Here it is. Screenplay. Writing the picture. This one I actually got from a Second and Charles by my house for, you guys can't see that, $6.90. So yeah, this book, as you can see, okay, well you can't see it. I'm not gonna go to camera angle number 2 because we're not talking about this book in this video. But this book goes over a lot of structure. I can recommend it if you're trying to get into that kind of stuff. Screenplay, writing the picture. So I just want to get a different perspective. I've been writing a lot of stuff but not finishing it, so it's time to learn more, right? Okay, boring part over. Let's check out a book I'm very, very interested in. I'm sure you guys will be interested in it too. Apart from writing characters, I've been thinking a lot about what my characters should look like, right? So I picked up this little book. I originally wanted to pick up this. I'll show you guys what it looks like. It's called Fruits. It's a Japanese manga, or not Japanese manga. Sorry, it is a Japanese magazine that is a fashion magazine. And if you look at the prices online, even on thrift books they have it, but it's very, very rare and very overpriced. So I was looking into alternatives for that book, and I came across this, which is the Tokyo Lookbook. Now, what is the Tokyo Lookbook, you might ask? Stylish, spectacular, goth to gyaru, from sidewalk to catwalk. Okay, so this is a fashion book, right? And most of you might be clicking off me like, what the fuck? Why would I want to read a fucking fashion book? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, right? No, this book is dope AF. Like, really, really cool. Even if you're not into fashion per se, just flipping through this book is honestly just such a fun time because there's something in here for everyone. Here, I'll show you guys. Camera angle 2. All right. So in this book, let's see, it's got some stuff about the author, and then whoa, chapter 1, Shibuya Girls, right? This is very much Jersey Shore kind of fashion. I don't know, that's how I would describe it. Like, this is Snooki right here. If you've never seen Jersey Shore, this is freaking Snooki right here. But yeah, it just shows like how they dress and their uniforms. This is all very Y2K to me, right? Okay, so this is a couple pages, right? And pretty much all these blurbs are talking about the people, like that they're shooting photos of. And then these pages are like kind of giving you an insight on how fashion is in Tokyo. So this is the Shibuya 109, which is a shopping mall area. Mind you, this book came out in 2007, so I don't know if any of this stuff is still there. But then they also go into the stores, they talk to fashion designers, and they really get you like a good idea of what that kind of fashion is. Now, each chapter is very different. So, okay, this is one of the interviews with one of the fashion designers, but each chapter is very different, if I can find it. Okay, yeah, so from there we go to chapter 2, which is like all the weeb shit, essentially. Like, these girls love Hello Kitty. So this is a combination between like weeb fashion and also like cosplay. So like there's their cosplay. Now it's starting to get more into like, you know, a very anime sort of fashion, almost mixed with goth and emo. This guy's fashion brand is like specializing in that sort of stuff.
Okay, there's Kakashi, we got that. Then we go to, come on man, where is it? Okay.
I think it's around here, somewhere around here. I can't find the beginning of the chapter, but somewhere around here this is like starting to become like the hype beast kind of fashion. And it's talking about, this chapter actually is talking about the Fruits magazine that I was talking about earlier, and also talked about another magazine that I had no idea about, Tune, which Fruits is more like a fashion magazine for girls. I think this part said that Tune is more geared towards guys. I think so. But yeah, here it talks about Fruits. Super, super cool, right? And then we get more into like adult fashion. So like this is like what adult business women sort of wear out. That's a gorgeous outfit. And then we get to like adult men and what they look like. Pretty freaking dope. I don't know. So in regards to fashion, I definitely recommend this book. I mean, I've gotten so much inspiration. Like, I feel like before I used to never think about how my character should look or how even I should look. And this book is just giving me so much to consider. And I recommend guy, girl, anyone and everyone should check out and read the Tokyo Lookbook. Absolutely fantastic. Now I picked up a different book, which I thought I was gonna like this one better, and I don't really like it as much. This is Gothic and Lolita. I don't know if you guys can see that. I'll put a picture up on screen if you can't see it. But this is pretty much going over goth and Lolita fashion, so kind of two different spectrums. If you don't know goth, I mean goth is pretty much self-explanatory. It's like very dark, very edgy sort of fashion, and Lolita fashion, which is considered like very cutesy, very girly girl. And I'll show you guys what that one looks like right now. I thought I would like this one more because I sort of try to dress this way. I don't know if I really succeed at it. But yeah, here it talks about like the differences between like goth and Lolita culture. And then here we see our first images, right? Obviously, goth dude, Lolita girl, right? And it gives us some information about them, a little bit more information than the other book. It gives us like their name, their age, and then here, the part I think that's very interesting that you can almost barely read, is it tells you, so this guy's gloves are handmade, armbands handmade, point of fashion, body gear, underwear, current obsession, being crazy. So all of them kind of say that. It's all like describing what they have on while giving a little description about what they're wearing and, you know, just the brands and stuff. So I like this book for the visual aspect, but I feel like the other book sort of had more to chew on. Also stuff like this where like sometimes you can barely even read like what it says because of the background, so it's like I kind of wish they would have just kept the text black because I can't really read what any of this stuff says. Still great, like still really good to look at, still really good to like take inspiration from, I think, but not exactly what I was looking for. This guy's also 666 years old. I don't know if you can see that, but definitely need whatever he's drinking. Yeah, I don't know, there's not really much depth to this book. The whole book is pretty much just kind of like this. And yeah, it's cool to look at, but yeah, just not enough for me. So yeah, Gothic and Lolita, not my favorite from this haul, but I would say if you're really into goth or Lolita fashion or both, it's worth a pickup, but don't expect to be getting much out of this book, is what I'd have to say. Definitely I'd recommend the Tokyo Lookbook over this just because you get more options. You know, you're not always gonna dress like this, you know? I mean, I mostly wear my most gothic attire when I'm going to a show. I never dress Lolita, but I think they look cool. But you know what I'm saying? Like you get more bang for your buck. And this one was also more expensive. So you definitely get more with this. 2 more books. This book I picked up and absolutely loved it. Accidentally Wes Anderson. It came with a slipcover. It broke on the way here. I don't know if that's the company's fault, if that's whoever shipped its fault, but the slipcover was torn to pieces. But I do kind of like this very low-key, minimal hardcover. But yeah, that's one thing I have to say about that. I love Wes Anderson, mostly his stories, but also because his movies are just aesthetically pleasing to look at. They're absolutely stunning and beautiful and gorgeous, and I think that's why a lot of people like Wes Anderson. Wes Anderson movies are like comfort food. Not only because you feel like you know the characters, but because the environments are so calming and pastel and symmetrical and beautiful. And this book encompasses everything about Wes Anderson like that. It even has a foreword from Wes Anderson, which I will read right now. First of all, it doesn't matter where you live. You can find Wes Anderson stuff near you. And that's probably the main reason why I picked this up, is because I feel like a lot of people, especially, you know, me living in a smaller town, I feel like you can make films or find great locations around you. And this book clearly shows United States, Latin America, Central and Western Europe, UK and North Europe, Southern and Eastern Europe, Middle East, Africa, South, Central and Eastern Asia, Oceania, and even Antarctica. There's even You can even make a Wes Anderson movie in Antarctica. So there's really nothing holding you back. Like all these dots. So this is what Wes had to say about this book. The photographs in this book were taken by people I have never met, of places and things I have, almost without exception, never seen. But I must say I intend to. Wally Koval and his collaborators have put together both a very entertaining collection of images and also an especially alluring travel guide, at least in the in the opinion of this actual Wes Anderson. There must be about 200 locations here, which keep me busy for several decades, but I plan to not let any of these experiences escape me, especially the Croatian pancakes. I now understand what it means to be accidentally myself. Thank you. I'm still confused what it means to be deliberately me, if that is what I even am, but that is not important. I send my very best wishes and much gratitude to this group for discovering and sharing these peculiar and fascinating vistas. Wow. So if this book is approved by Wes Anderson, it means it's Wes Anderson, okay? Now, let's flip through a couple pages. Accidentally Wes Anderson. Now, okay, let's see. Beautiful. Okay. Oh gosh. Okay, so this is what I was talking about before. It pretty much tells you where all these places are. There's the map, so you can see exactly, where these places are. Gorgeous. I mean, who wouldn't want to see all this? Okay, let's flip. Gorgeous. I mean, pink building. All this stuff looks like it's straight out of a Wes Anderson movie. Like, and then it gives you a little blurb talking about like the place and what it's like. But anyone can go out, take pictures here, film here, and it just really gives you so many options, and that's kind of what I love about it. Let's see, just look through a couple more. The one I was particularly enamored with was, let's see, this one. Okay, this is Wilmington, Delaware, Grand Opera House. I've lived in Delaware most of my life. I've never seen this building or sat in one of these chairs. I'm gonna go there because of this book. That is why I picked this up. This place looks absolutely gorgeous. I mean, and even these townhouses and these split color townhouses in Rittenhouse Square in Philly. I mean, who wouldn't want to take pictures and look at this stuff? I mean, it's gorgeous. So it's just giving me tons and tons and tons of ideas. All right, let's snap back. Now, do you have to be a Wes Anderson fan to get this book? No. Do you have to absolutely love every single Wes Anderson film or try to be a director to want to read this book? No. I think this is literally just ideas and cool spots to go to around you that you probably either take for granted or didn't even know existed. So I just highly recommend this to everyone. Everyone should buy this book, have it on your coffee table, and just flip to a random page and say, wow, this is gorgeous. And it also is very calming. I could see myself being super anxious and just grabbing this book and just sort of relaxing and escaping myself into that beautiful pastel place, almost like Wes Anderson movies do for me. So definitely check out Accidentally Wes Anderson. And now we go to the final book, which is honestly, I saved the best for last. Karsh. Who the hell is Karsh? Karsh is one of the greatest photographers of all time. Now, a lot of people don't know that. He is a
Turkish
Canadian man who flew from, or his family fled from
the country of Turkey.
I guess I should say. They fled from
Turkey
during the mass genocides, and he went to go live with his uncle in Canada. I guess his whole family did. And his uncle was a photographer. Now, his uncle had a friend, I'm forgetting his name, but I'll put it up on screen, who lived in Boston, who was one of the most renowned photographers in the world, and he pretty much said, "Son, there's no more I can teach you. You have to go learn from Yoda, like the Yoda of photography." So Karsh goes and is supposed to only go to Boston for 3 months, ends up staying there for years, and yeah, Karsh always had a fascination with, he wanted to photograph influential people. Not now, I don't want to say influencers like how you probably think of influencers now, but he's talking about politicians, actors, painters, just anyone with influence. He was so enamored with capturing that within a person, and he just did what he could. I think he moved to Ottawa, actually, if I'm remembering the history correctly. He moved to Ottawa because he said Ottawa was the place where he'd probably run into the most famous people in Canada at that time. We're talking about, I want to say 1940s, 1930s, 50s, somewhere in that range. He moved there so that he could run into famous people, and he's just such an inspiration, man. I mean, if you just look at the pictures, so pretty much the way Karsh would take photographs is, from my understanding, I could be completely talking out of my ass, so take everything I say with a grain of salt. Do your own research, because I'm not the smartest person. But Karsh would essentially hang out with these people for like an hour, right? To get to know them. That's all he would do. And then he would just snap a few pictures. Because back then it was so hard to get film stock and to actually like be a photographer, because the equipment cost so much money, that he would literally just hang out with the person for an hour, get to know them, and then sort of see them in different lights. Because I feel like you can only falsify yourself for like 10 minutes. Like, if you want to be fake, the longest you can be fake for is like 10-15 minutes, then you start to really show your true colors. And after an hour, he would just take the most marvelous pictures of people. And you guys just have to see these pictures. They literally, when people say a picture can paint 1,000 words, Karsh's pictures to me paint 1,000,000. So let's take a look at some of Karsh's work right now. Okay, I had to get the bird's eye view for this one. But yeah, so first of all, this book is, I don't know if the book comes like this, but it came signed from someone to someone. So hopefully this isn't someone's signed copy that just got accidentally given away, but there is a signature on the front. It's dated like 1983 or something, I don't know. But Karsh. Now, Karsh this is a couple introductions about the man, probably more history than I could have given you in that little introduction. But he died, I want to say, I'm probably wrong, but I want to say like 2003. I'll put the actual date he died on screen. But he didn't take many pictures in color. Most of his pictures were actually in black and white. Let's see if I can flip to John Paul II, Ronald Reagan. And also this book is an autobiography, which means all the stuff that Karsh writes in these little blurbs are actually his words and his interactions with these people, and just what it was like to meet them. Some are small, some are long, but you know, I guess you only get so much out of people, right? Some people open up to you and some people really don't. Now, talking about some of these images real quick, you can see the Pope sitting here next to this. This looks like it's the Immaculate Conception, you know, Virgin Mary and her son Jesus. So it's, you know, giving a nice little view of Catholicism right there. A grand chair, almost showing his kind of grand stature in the world, being the Pope, and praying, which the Pope is also, you know, known for being a prayer guy, right? A Pope. But yeah, I don't know. You pick up some of these things when you look at his art for a while, and you're just like, wow, these photos are perfect, absolutely perfect portraits of these people. Here we have Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip, Sophia Loren. I don't know. This guy is Alain Delon. Sorry if I don't know who you are. I wasn't around during that time. But yeah, there's just some beautiful, beautiful pictures in here. Like, absolutely gorgeous. Like, the individual wrinkles, and I don't know. I almost feel like these people are looking back at me. I can see their soul, and I can feel them as people, like, while looking at these pictures. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. But when in the black and white is where we really start to see like a lot of people who went down in history. Like Karsh knew these people were either something when he took a photo of them, or they were going to become something. Karsh has a lot to say about Winston Churchill. I mean, there's another Winston Churchill. He dedicated 3 pages of Winston Churchill. You know, he must have loved the guy. Eisenhower, Truman. This guy is a Saudi Arabian prince. You know, JFK. I mean, anyone you can really think of. Jimmy Carter. Just so all the chapters are separated. I should have said this prior. So this is all in color. It's not really just the few pictures he did take in color. So here we can see introduction, Karsh in color, since there wasn't that many color photos he actually did. Statesmen, authors, hands, on assignment, artists, scientists and physicists. Sorry, physicians, whatever. Musicians, actors and actresses, whatever. So they're all separated in sort of into categories. Castro, he took a lot of pictures of Castro. I mean, dude, I don't know. Like, there's something about these pictures that, like, just make you feel something. I mean, look at how happy this guy is. I don't even know the guy. Looks like he's having a great freaking time. So, yeah, we can flip through this book forever, and there's just, like, a million pictures in here. But, yeah, all of these pictures are just so cathartic. I don't know, they just really make you, I really feel it in my bones, and I think everyone should just look at this book. And that's kind of why I make these videos, just so you guys can see. I mean, there's Akira Kurosawa, one of the greatest, probably the greatest Japanese director of all time. Okay, kind of rambled on about Karsh for a while, but yeah, I think everyone should check out this book. Karsh has another book. I forget the title. It's like American something. Future me will know to put it on the screen. But yeah, Karsh has another book that's also really cheap on thrift books. And I think everyone should check his stuff out just because, I don't know, I've never really taken portraits before. I don't really know how to take portraits, but this book is really inspiring me to take some portraits of myself, how to take them, and it just really shows you how one image can really be a true representation of someone. And Karsh was just the best at it. I mean, he's literally the Michael Jordan or the Tom Brady of, like, photography. He's the best. I mean, if you really scroll through this whole book, he just photographed the icons that he was able to see. And, like, I feel like you don't really get that anymore. People were asking for him. People were like, get me Karsh. I need Karsh to take a picture of me right now. And he fought through so much adversity, and it's just so inspiring. So definitely check out Karsh if you can. Even if it's just on Instagram or something, just like look at some of his work. The book is different. Like when you look at photography in a book, it obviously looks like a million times clearer, but if you have the internet, use it and check out some of his stuff. It's just beautiful. And maybe it'll teach you a thing or two about how to take pictures. Well, that's all I have. This is everything, you know. To do one last little thingy boop of all these books, yeah. Let me know which one you guys would check out on your own, or you know, if you guys want a more like in-depth review of any of these, or if you guys want to see some other books that I have and I could just talk about them, or just anything you guys want, just let me know in the comments. And yeah, this is the end of this video. Thanks for sticking around. Peace, love, and love you guys. Bye.